All right, good evening. Good evening. And I just want to say hello and thank you for coming. Uh, if you don't know, my name is Representative Dan Miller. I appreciate you coming. You guys are at our Disability and Mental Health Summit. And I don't even know what we were calling this in some ways. It's almost like a fun interlude between some things. Look, when we reached out to band together, which my staff, Lindsay, helped us make the connection with John. The whole point of it was that we wanted to spend a little bit of time to show people something else. And so we wanted to, in reality, people come here and they'll sit down at our sessions, they'll go to our resource fair, and those are fantastic. They're great, and we hope that they're helpful. By the same token, we also felt that we were not always reflecting everything of maybe more of the shared human experience. And so we wanted to do a better job. And that led us to John and to Band Together. I had the privilege of going to one of the shows, and I loved it. Had so much fun. Had such a good time going to it. And so I'm excited. And I'm so thankful for all the musicians who are going to share their talents here with us today. Look, the reality for it is that it is all too easy, I think, for people to get stuck in, I'll just say, stigma or a limited idea or a narrow vision of what, because you may have autism, because you may be bipolar, because you may have Down syndrome, then that means that you do not share this commonality of the human experience. Look, we know that to be wrong. We know it to be wrong, and we know it to really be harmful, right? And so the idea is, let's show something else. And so what we're going to be doing, you'll see this camera. Is it on? Am I on? It is. It's working. It's fantastic. So we are looking forward to showcase all the talents. We're going to have fun, and we're going to hopefully broaden. And then when I tell you what we're going to do is we're going to build off this. We're going to work with John, and we're going to work with his team to showcase more and more. Because if you don't follow John on Band Together Pittsburgh, check out the social media. I'm checking it out, right? So I'm giving those hearts on Instagrams. That was me, personally, personal heart. And because what we want to do, to be honest, is we want to do this every year. And we want to continue to grow out and show opportunities. I've seen this guy play. He was there at the show, right? What's your name, brother?
My name is Benj.
Benj?
Yes.
All right, Benj. I saw him play. He rocks. All right, so look, we're going to have a fun time. Look, John Vento is the co-founder of Band Together Pittsburgh. Again, I called him up out of the blue. Because my staff found it. And I said, hey, John, what are you doing? Because we need you to bring all your stuff. We need you to volunteer to be here. We need you to pull people out, and we're not going to pay you a dime. And John said, that sounds like my life. So thankfully that worked out. So again, I just want to say thank you. I'm excited for it. We're going to have fun, like broadcasting and showing all these skills and talents. We support Band Together Pittsburgh. We're excited to watch it grow and to grow with it in our partnership. So, John, thank you, my friend. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. How about this guy and his team that put this incredible event together? How about a big round of applause? And I know that he'll agree with this statement. He introduces me as the co-founder, and he's the leader of this, but it's all the people behind the scenes that make it work and that make it happen. And at Band Together, we're so blessed with a group of volunteers, families that have taken this organization from a little tiny idea 7 years ago into an expansive programming that's already in Columbus, Ohio, Erie, PA, and is heading east also. So I don't want to take much time because we have these great performers and we have to wrap up by 5:30. But I just want to tell you what Band Together Pittsburgh is. We create music programs for people on the autism spectrum. And it's so important to understand. And today you're going to hear and see some of our more experienced performers, but that isn't the foundation of Band Together. The foundation is using music to create social opportunities that otherwise may not exist for folks on the spectrum. We have families here that didn't even know each other a few years ago, And now there's love and there's connection, and they're going bowling and they're going to the movies. And it's just such a beautiful thing to see. And yes, music was the reason for that to happen. Okay, it isn't about performance. It isn't about being a great musician, even though you're going to get to see some great musicians. So, and I encourage you to check out our website, bandtogetherpgh.org. We have a great group of performers. If I refer to them as kids as I introduce them, please don't be offended. Anybody under the age of 60 is a kid to me. That's how we do it. Thank you so much. I like you. So we're going to start the program off with one of our very experienced performers, a young man that plays acoustic guitar, and he's a great singer. Please welcome Benj Spencer.
Thank you, John. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here for this, and yeah, I also play bass, just so you know. But I'm not doing that today. I'm playing guitar for you. Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. Well, you can knock me down, step on my face, slander my name all over the place. You can do anything that you wanna do, but honey, lay off of my shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Well, you can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. Yeah, it's blue, blue, blue suede shoes, baby, blue suede shoes, sky blue, blue suede shoes, royal blue suede shoes. And you can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. You can burn my house, steal my car, drink a mug of root beer, all at the bar. You can do anything that you wanna do, but lay off my shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. Okay. See me ride out of the sunset, your color TV screen, out for all that I can get, if you know what I mean. And to the left of me, and to the right, got no gun, got no knife, don't you start no fight. 'Cause I'm TNT, dynamite, TNT, all in the fight. TNT, power load, TNT, watch me explode. I'm dirty, mean, mighty unclean. I'm a wanted man. public enemy number one. Understand? Lock up your donor, lock up your wife, lock up your back door and run for your life. The man is back in town. Don't you mess me around. 'Cause I'm TNT, dynamite, TNT, all in the fight. TNT, my power load. TNT, watch me explode. Let me hear it. TNT, dynamite, TNT, and I'll win the fight. TNT, power load. TNT, watch me explode. Thank you. Fun fact, that was actually the first time I've done that on this instrument.
Hey, it's an achievement.
Well, thank you. Now for one a little more familiar. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. Try the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf of good health and good time. Tattoos and memories, dead skin on trial. It's what it's worth it all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. Hope you have the time of your life. Okay. Got one more for you. For spot. Okay. There it is. Some people call me the space cowboy. Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice. Not really, because I speak of the impetus of love. People talk about me, baby. Say I'm doing you wrong, doing you wrong. Don't you worry, baby, don't worry. 'Cause I'm right here, right here, right here, right here at home. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Playing my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm not a smoker, I'm not a midnight stoker. Getting my loving on the run. I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Playing my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm not a smoker, I'm not a midnight toker. Getting my loving on the run. Ooh, ooh. People talk about me, baby, saying I'm doing you wrong. Don't you worry, baby, don't worry, 'cause I'm right here at home. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Playing my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker. No, I'm not. I'm a midnight toker. Get my loving on the run. I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Playing my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker. No, I'm not. I'm not a midnight toker. Getting my loving on the run. Girl, go, go, go. Ooh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benj.
You're welcome, John.
Good job, buddy. How about it for Benj? So basically what you're experiencing today is just one of our programs. We call it an open mic. We have the second Sunday of every month, we have an open mic at our clubhouse in Blawnox. And then usually in between, we go throughout the area. We met Lindsay and Representative Miller at the War Hall I think it was January, wasn't it? Late January, we were at the Warhol Museum. We're going to be at the Lindsay Theater in Sewickley. Last week, I think we were Robert Morris. So we travel with this program. And we're going to bring up George. Come on up, George, on cajon. And Nathan. George is one of our great drummers, and Nathan is one of our very passionate singers. And just real quick, George is in one of our programs that we call our scholarship fund. So we met, has it been 3 years, Yuritsa? His beautiful mother, Yuritsa, brought him to our Band Together Pittsburgh Christmas party 3 years ago. We had never met before, and the entire time, George was banging on the table. And I said to his mother, I said, he's a drummer. And of course she said, I think so too, but we don't even know how to begin that. So one of our programs is that we provide instruments for people on the spectrum at no charge, and we provide lessons. And if the student is consistent with their lessons for 1 year, and of course we monitor this, then they own the instrument that we provide. So over these past 3 years, George has become a great drummer. He's played in different bands, and today he's going to play with Nathan, and they're going to rock the house. You ready? What do you think?
Yes. Good. Hello, I am Nathan Davis, and this is George. And we're going to sing 3 songs, instrumental versions of You're So Bad, Ain't No Sunshine, and Wild World. Here we go. If you know them, sing along.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My sister got lucky, married a yuppie, took him for all he was worth. Now she's a swinger, dating a singer. I can't decide which is worse, but not me, baby. I've got you to save me. You're so bad, best thing I ever had in a world gone mad. You're so bad. My sister's ex-husband can't get no lovin', walks around dog-facing her. Now he's got nothing, head in the oven. I can't decide which is worse, but not me, baby. I've got you to save me. You're so bad, best thing I ever had in a world gone mad. You're so bad. Ho! But not me, baby. I've got you to save me. You're so bad, best thing I ever had. Yeah, the world gone mad. You're so bad. Hey, you're so bad, best thing I ever had in a world gone mad. You're so bad. Oh man, next one we're gonna do is Ain't No Sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's only gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time when she's gone. Wonder if she's going to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know, 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 I know. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Hey, I don't leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Yeah, yeah. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. In this house, this ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. And the last one we're gonna do is Wild World. Here we go. If you know this one, sing along. Now that I've lost everything to you, you say you wanna start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear, but a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and it's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and I'll always remember you like a child, girl. You know I've seen a lot of what the world can do, and it's breaking my heart in two, because I never wanna see you sad, girl. Don't be a bad girl, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad, and beware, beware. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and it's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I hope they'll remember you like a child, girl. Baby, I love you, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad, and beware, beware. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and I'll always remember you like a child, girl. Sing it, everybody!
Nathan and George. Nathan is quite the front man, isn't he? So before we bring up our next performer, I want to tell you about another program we have at Band Together. It's a DJ training program. So we train folks on the spectrum to be professional DJs, and we book gigs. I mean, sometimes we book too many gigs. It's hard to keep up with it. So our DJs are trained. We have the equipment. We actually have, if you go to our website, you'll see Book a DJ, and we have a formal application where it talks about the kind of music you want at your event. It asks a lot of questions about the facility and so on. And I mean, sometimes, especially now, it's heating up in the summer, we're doing 8 to 10 DJ gigs a month, primarily for other 501c3 charities. However, it doesn't have to be a 501c3. And the important thing for us, beside the training and the music and so on, is that our DJs get paid. So they have a value, and they have an understanding that it's actually a professional situation. And that is really growing like crazy. So keep that in mind. If you know anybody on the spectrum, that obviously the DJs are a little more on the higher skilled side, higher functioning side. But we also have DJs that we pair them up that maybe aren't quite as high functioning, but want to be part of it. So we can deal with all that. So let's bring our next performer up. He is without question our best dressed performer at Band Together. Look at this guy. Show them your shoes, Michael. Look at these shoes. I mean, this guy is right out of the Calvin Klein School of Fashion, okay? And his mother is our volunteer coordinator, Margot, who's in the house tonight. Representative Miller mentioned when he introduced me that we were willing to do this for free and willing to do this for no money. That's because we have no money. And we do everything for free. Everybody's a volunteer. So, of course, we have to raise money to buy instruments and equipment and for training and so on. But beyond that, everybody in our organization is a volunteer. So maybe someday, and we'd love to have a staff and an office and all that stuff. But for the time being, we're just grassroots street people that make things happen. Okay? So, Michael, are you ready?
Yes.
Would you like a mic stand? Or you want to hold the mic?
I would like a mic stand, please.
Okay, we can do that, Michael. Not only is he good looking and well dressed, he's very polite.
What are you going to sing for us today, buddy?
Frank Sinatra.
Of course you are.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Michael Landry. I'll be singing 3 songs by Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
The songs I sing will be My Way, New York North, and Fly Me to the Moon. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which Yes, it was my way. Thank you very much, everybody. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are learning to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you. New York, New York. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps and find I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you. New York, New York, New York. Thank you, everybody. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. And let me see what spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I Welcome, Mr. Bento. Thank you, Mr. Bento.
How about it one more time for Michael? Did I mention the word courage? Isn't it wonderful and courageous how these guys get up here and do this? We have one more performer for you. I've mentioned to you that this is an open mic setting. This is what we do all the time. Excuse me, we have DJ training, we have drum circles. But one other thing I didn't mention is, a big part of music isn't just the performance, it's behind the scenes. Setting up the equipment, running the sound, the lights, and so on. And that's a big, big part of what we do. Throughout the summer, there are concerts at the Sirius Shrine in Cheswick. And we, Band Together Pittsburgh, handle all the production for those concerts from June all the way into October, every single Thursday. So if you know folks on the spectrum and they want to get involved with that, let us know, we'll get them there. Speaking of that, our final performer is not only a Berklee College of Music student and a producer and a writer and all that, he also is in charge of our live sound. He's been mixing the sound today. How has it sounded for you out there? As always, he does a great job. But most importantly, he's on the Band Together Pittsburgh Board of Directors. So he's on the spectrum and he offers us a perspective that's most important. And he is one of our superstars in the organization. Please welcome Justin Capozzoli.
Nah, I can do it. Yeah, this is fun stuff. I'm so used to having to run everywhere for every reason imaginable.
Of course you are.
Yeah. And let's hope I remember my lyrics, because I'm used to hiding behind a keyboard. The fun thing about modern music technology is you can remove vocals from anyone's songs, so now you got your own karaoke's. I don't know anyone here, I hardly know myself and it feels awful weird. Wonder when the pressure will all disappear, this should be exciting. I went to lunch and I cried, I was so embarrassed I covered my eyes. I'm all about emotions but not if they're mine, this should be exciting. Who are they, who am I? Whatever. We are they are I. Whatever. I never have control. God, I'm getting old. Put me in a simulation where time doesn't exist. My family is rich. Maybe I look better pixelated. I'd be happy, I know. But if not, there's a cheat code. A game where I don't have to win. I think I'd rather be a sim. Right click and I change my face, cause I kinda think my nose is too big for my waist. Nothing in this world that I can't rearrange. I really want a mansion, I'll buy an expansion pack. My girlfriend is being dramatic. Throw her in the pool and I'll take out the ladder. Do it all the time cause it don't really matter. If I do regret it, click on do and get her back. Who are they, who am I? Whatever. At least I won't be alive forever. I never have control. God, I'm getting old. Put me in a simulation where time doesn't exist. My family is rich, but I look better pixelated. I'd be happy, I know, but if not, there's a cheat code. A game where I don't have to win. I think I'd rather be a sim. Na 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 na. I'd rather be a sim. Na 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 na. I'd rather be a sim. Na 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 na. I'd rather be a sim. Na 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 na. I'd rather be a sim. A game where I don't have to win. I think I'd rather be a sim. Yeah, so that song is called Sims. It's by a local artist named Koruk. And I'll bring up an original of mine next. perfect day, I'll have my chance to find a way to get around this. When the sun sets, when the moon rises, the brand new day begins. You're not helping either way, but the pieces fit together now. If you lend a helping hand, there's true serenity. In the ocean's view, the sun is bright, shining on the ground. Fireworks illuminate the sky. True love has been found. In the ocean's view, the sun is bright, shining on the sea. There's no need to worry, 'cause it's just you and me. Dolphins surface in the distance, there's sand between my toes. The waves come in and out again. I never thought I'd know where we'd be a year from now if the colors faded black and white. Take a chance, yeah, make that change. Everything will be alright. In the ocean's view, the sun is bright, shining on the ground. Fireworks illuminate the sky. True love has been found. In the ocean's view, the sun is bright, shining on the sea. There's no need to worry, 'cause it's just you and me. Summertime is at an end. Autumn, winter, spring again. Every day it's this I find. You're the only person on my mind. In the ocean's view, the sun is bright, shining on the ground. Fireworks illuminate the sky. True love has been found. In the ocean's view, the sun is bright, shining on the sea. There's no need to worry, 'cause it's just you and me. The perfect day, I'll have my chance to find a way to get around this. When the sun sets, when the moon rises, true love has been found. Yeah, so as I was quickly deciding what the heck I wanted to do, I'm like, oh wait, I have a version of this with the ocean sounds at the beginning and end. I forgot all about that. Lovely. So that was Ocean's View. Here's another original of mine called Physical Attraction. Got the urge, though we never met before. Makes me wanna want you more. And his face looks just like yours. Now I see, you're not interested in me, but I like it, yeah, I love the way you wanna be mine anyway. 'Cause this time you won't get away. If I make my move, would you disapprove of my actions? If either of you would catch them, 'cause this is physical attraction. I pick it up, lay the note, I wanna say it and I quote, if you wanna, 'cause I wanna do it, but you don't understand who I am. Let it go and like a chicken flick, play it off like the way you wanna be mine anyways. 'Cause this time you won't get away. If I make my move, would you disapprove of my actions? And whether you would catch them, 'cause this is physical attraction. if we lose control and hit the dance floor with the strobe light on, going all night long. Be mine anyways, 'cause this time you won't get away. If I make my move, would you disapprove of my actions and fear that you would catch them? 'Cause this is the reason you wanna be mine anyways. 'Cause this time you won't get away. If I make my move, would you disapprove of my actions and fear that you would catch them? 'Cause this is a physical attraction. Okay, yeah, looking at the time, I got time for one more. And hopefully I remember where to come in here. Don't do love, don't do friends. I'm only after success. Don't need a relationship. I'll never soften my grip. Don't want cash, don't want cars, want it fast, want it hard. Don't need money, don't need fame, I just wanna make a change. I just wanna change, I just wanna change, I just wanna change, I just wanna change, I just wanna change. I know exactly what I want and who I wanna be. I know exactly what I want, can talk like a machine. I'm now becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh. One track mind, one track heart. If I fail, I'll fall apart. Maybe this is all a test. 'Cause I feel like I'm the worst, so I always act like I'm the best. If you are not very careful, your possessions will possess you. TV taught me how to feel, now real life has no appeal. It has no appeal, it has no appeal, it has no appeal, it has no appeal, it has no appeal. I know exactly what I want and who I wanna be. I know exactly what I want, can talk like a machine. I'm now becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh. I know exactly what I want and who I wanna be. I know exactly why I walk and talk like a machine. I'm now becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh. I'm gonna live, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna live, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fail, gonna die, 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 die. I know exactly what I want and who I wanna be. I know exactly why I walk and talk like a machine. I'm now becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh. I know exactly what I want and who I wanna be. I know exactly why I walk and talk like a machine. I'm now becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, la la la, la la la, la 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 la, la la la, la la la, la 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 la, la la la, la la la, la 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 la. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, whoa. Oh No by Marina and the Diamonds. Ready to wrap this up, John?
Thank you so much, Representative Miller and your team, for having us. Can we get our performers to all come up, please, to get acknowledged? Come on up, guys. Benj, Michael, Nathan, George, Justin. I'll get over here. Can we get a big round of applause for these guys? So we want to thank you so much for being so attentive. One of the issues that we're also trying to use music for is anti-bullying programs in schools, especially kids that are on the spectrum, right? We've got some situations right now where we're going to go to school districts with a performance, kind of like what you saw today, and a message. And we're going to use music to try to connect kids that are supposedly normal or whatever you call it, with neurodiverse, and try to solve that problem through music. So we thank you for learning a little bit about Band Together Pittsburgh today. Please look us up, tell the world about us, and Lindsay, thank you so much for finding us, and we really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody.